Fox 23 News is on your side at 10.
Super Bowl 51 is officially in the books after one of the most exciting finishes in the history of the game.
Say that again. After a really disastrous first half of the Patriots and even a shaky third quarter, they roared back with an epic fourth quarter to force the first overtime in Super Bowl history.
Before the historic comeback, spirits were down really all over New England. We spoke with a few fans in Portland during the game's darkest moments.
I'm shocked. 2 years ago, I was here for the Super Bowl, and it was shoulder to shoulder, and now everybody's left at halftime. You got to have a little more faith in Tom Brady.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Here is a look live in Boston tonight, happening right now. Thousands of fans taking to the streets, cheering on the champions.
Yeah, the mood did a 180 from despair to hope to euphoria. Like many of you, we still can't believe they did it. Unbelievable.
Joining us now, someone whose faith really put to the test tonight, Sports Director David. I mean, how are you feeling?
I'm going to be completely honest. You know, in the third quarter, they're down 28-3. I'm like, it's just not meant to be. And I kept thinking this was such a great run by this franchise. It had to happen. But once they got that, once they started to get their mojo back,
a little bit of faith.
You could see the Falcons start to tighten up a little bit, and they'll be talking about this one forever, guys. And this was without a doubt one of the greatest comebacks in Super Bowl history. No team has ever come back from more than 10 points down to win it. The Patriots came back from 25 points late in the second half to stun the Atlanta Falcons and win Super Bowl 51 in overtime, 34-28. This was definitely a tale of two halves. Now, former president and part-time Maine resident George H.W. Bush, his wife Barbara, taking part in tonight's ceremonial coin toss. The Falcons won the toss. They deferred, so the Patriots received. A little bit of a switch for the Pats. Second quarter, still scoreless. Falcons running back Devonta Freeman makes a terrific cut into the end zone. So Atlanta went up 7-0. Later in the quarter now, former Boston College star Matt Ryan throws a laser to Austin Hooper, the rookie, 19-yard touchdown. Falcons up 14-0. Pats fans not feeling too good at that point, and it would go downhill from there. Brady getting picked off by Robert Alford. He takes it back 82 yards for the touchdown. Falcons with a 21-0 lead. They led it 21-3 at the half. Now we skip ahead to the third quarter, trailing 28-3. Here we go. Tom Brady to James White for the short touchdown. Pats pulled to within 28-9. Later in the fourth, down 28-12, Brady fires one to Danny Amendola for the touchdown. Patriots had to go for two. Stephen Gostkowski missed an extra point earlier in the game, so they would go and they would get it. James White taking the snap on the beautiful fake. Patriots pulled to within 8, if you can believe it, late in regulation. Just over 2 to go. Brady goes deep to Julian Edelman, and Edelman somehow makes a spectacular catch. Look at the ball resting on the Atlanta defender's leg for a miracle grab. Under a minute to go now in regulation. James White again finding the end zone. The touchdown. Pats again needed the 2 points to tie it, and it would be Brady to Danny Amendola, who just breaks the plane. Patriots tie the game at 28, and they would head to overtime, first in Super Bowl history. Pats win the toss. They elect to receive, and why not? Few plays later, it would be James White, his third touchdown of the game. That one was your game winner. Pats stunned the Falcons 34-28 in overtime. It's their 5th Super Bowl championship in franchise history. Super Bowl 51 MVP Tom Brady, 466 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, an amazing performance by the Pats and TB12.
Well, there was a lot at stake tonight. We played our tails off all season to get to this point, and it's hard to win a game in the NFL. And to beat this team and to get down 28-3, and it was just a lot of mental toughness by our team, and we're all going to remember this for the rest of our life.
Wow, unbelievable
Incredible
comeback. right now, Dick's Sporting Goods is open in South Portland. They're selling Patriots Super Bowl championship apparel. The store says it's staying open late now. The Pats are, of course, Super Bowl champs. Fans are gearing up to celebrate. Some say they never lost hope.
This is my anxiety through the roof in the fourth quarter. It absolutely was. But am I proud to be a Pats fan? Every second of every day.
That's awesome.
He's got his sweatshirt already.
This is the one game everyone will say they will know where they were when this comeback happened. And we're talking about the greatest games of all time. Really, it was the greatest quarter of all time. The fourth quarter.
14 minutes and then overtime.
It was incredible what they
I don't know
did.
about that guy. I had lost faith. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah, and Atlanta's defense, much maligned going in, they were lights out in the first half. And Patriots had no answers. But they come back, they complete the drive for 5, and the revenge tour, it's done. It's
Couldn't
done.
have had a better ending.
Yeah.
You know, Chief Meteorologist Charlie LaPresti would love to talk Pats with us as well, but he's got some important weather information. He's been tracking a storm for later this week here, Charlie.
Yeah, that's the way it looks here, guys. Tuesday, in fact, if you're traveling down to the parade on Tuesday, it'll be snowing pretty much the whole way down to Boston. They'll see snow changing to rain down in Boston. Hey, we have some snow showers out there tonight, especially back through the hills and mountains. A quick inch of snow is possible in a few spots in the hillier terrain and mountains. It's gone by morning, though. Loads of sun. This is about 7 o'clock in the morning. We're starting with teens and low 20s. Should be a decent looking afternoon, and it looks like we're actually going to see temperatures warm into the 20s. A quick look at what we're expecting for snowfall here. Again, it arrives on Tuesday. A lot of towns pick up 3 to 6 inches of snow before that changeover. We'll look at that, the timing coming up in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
All right, Charlie. Police are now investigating a deadly crash that happened in Sabattis. This happened on Middle Road just before 5:30. Police tell us that an SUV hit another vehicle head on. The driver, 58-year-old Golden Bays Jr. of Wiscasset, died on the scene. His wife, Dawn, and the driver of the other vehicle, identified as 38-year-old Robbie Robbins, were both taken to Central Maine Medical Center. The crash is still under investigation. 2 pets are rescued from a fire in Lebanon. This one broke out Saturday afternoon. Firefighters say the family was not home, but their pet dog and their turtle were trapped inside. Both were rescued. The dog suffered some smoke inhalation and needed a special oxygen mask. The home is now destroyed. The cause still under investigation. Firefighters say the family did not have insurance. The community right now is helping out, including donating clothing to the family.
Cumberland is remembering one of its own firefighters tonight. 22-year-old Brandon Tebow battled a rare form of cancer for 2 years before he died Wednesday night in his sleep. He was told there wasn't a cure, but the fire department and his family tell us he never gave up, even showing up to work just days before he died.
Brandon was a gift. He was sent here to teach us. You don't have to be here 100 years to make a difference. He was here for 22 years. He has touched thousands of lives that are never going to forget him. He was that kid that cared about everybody.
Brandon's wake will be held today at 5 p.m. at the Jones, Rich, and Barnes Funeral Home in Portland. We will have the full story coming up on Good Day Maine. And by the way, you can catch Good Day Maine tomorrow, both on CBS 13 and right here on Fox 23. You can get the latest news, weather, and sports starting at 4:30 a.m. It's a price every Maine driver has to pay, and now a legislator is trying to cut the excise tax. Fox 23's Katie Sampson explains why he wants it to go and the opposition the bill is facing.
As Paul Libby gears up to renew his Jeep Liberty's registration,
I'm ready for the surprise.
He's bracing for the excise tax.
A lot of times it's just hard to guess what it's going to be.
Drivers have to pay it every year to keep their cars registered and on the road in Maine. It's determined by multiplying the MSRP by the mill rate, which decreases each year. For example, a new $20,000 car with a first-year mill rate of .024 would have a $480 excise tax.
I always buy used. Always.
A study by Wallet Hub last year reported Maine had the 6th highest vehicle property tax in the country.
It is hurting people.
Representative Rich Sebra from Naples wants that to change.
Lower income people are paying a much higher percentage of their income for vehicles. than our wealthier people, and it makes it unfair.
He's proposing a bill that would lower the excise tax by 10% each year starting in 2018 until the rates are cut by 50% in 2022.
We need to get competitive with other states, and we need to make it so that we can make it exportable, and we can make it so that it's more fair for lower income people.
A newer truck, I just worry about how much it would cost, so if they cut that down, I mean, save a lot of people a lot of money, make a lot of people happier.
The Maine Municipal Association does not support the cuts, saying the excise tax generates $230 million a year for local road maintenance, construction, and repairs.
The excise tax is paying a portion of our road maintenance budget, but not its entirety. So if we lose some of those revenues, then the property taxpayers will have to pick up a greater share, or road budgets or road improvement programs will have to be reduced and services may go down.
Portland Mayor Ethan Strimling says a 50% cut would cost Maine's largest city $5 million.
If we want to reduce the excise tax, which I'm absolutely in favor of, give us a local option sales tax or a local option income tax so we can rebalance our tax code.
Representative Sebra says the bill still has to go through the Taxation Committee and a public hearing. He hopes it will end up on the Senate and House floors.
It's the people's money, and we've got to make it more fair for the people.
In Augusta, Katie Sampson, CBS 13 News.
Take Action Maine is sponsored by First National Bank, Days Jewelers, and Hardy Wolf and Downing.
There is a new campaign tackling domestic violence and making a difference. Take Action Maine features these spots that you'll see right here on Fox 23 and CBS 13. Survivors share their stories and remind people they are not alone. That includes promoting a helpline that is available 24/7. Now, the second part of this campaign will focus on hearing from men in Maine. Advocates say domestic violence is not just a women's issue, it is a community issue.
Inspections at Maine ski resorts. We're on your side with safety regulations and changes at some resorts.
Plus, the unveiling of Weather Authority 1, what this modern marvel of weather technology is capable of doing and why it's important to you.
You're watching Fox 23 News at 10.
All right, welcome back, folks. Our mission here at CBS 13 is to alert, protect, and empower you with our forecasts. And tonight, we're introducing a powerful new tool that will help us track storms in a whole new way. This is Weather Authority 1, an aggressive all-terrain truck outfitted with state-of-the-art equipment and designed to get your attention.
One of the most eye-catching parts of the design is the huge radar on both of the sides. And with help from the meteorologists, we actually captured images of real storms happening in Maine.
Real storms and real photos of Maine. Each side of the truck captures a different season.
The hood is fall. Bare trees, leaves falling, leaves on the ground.
On the driver's side, spring storms, pine trees, and mud splatter. On the passenger side, winter at Mount Katahdin.
On the back, it's going to make you smile. It's vacation land. You've got the ocean, you've got sun, you've got lobster boats.
But it's the cutting-edge technology on this truck that will help you plan your day.
So mounted on the truck are weather instruments. It's picking up wind speed, wind direction, showing rain, wind chill, and it even collects the amount of rain that's happening wherever they're at. So it's real-time weather gathering.
Weather Authority 1 talks directly to our weather center, exchanging data with our studio meteorologists, ensuring we're bringing you the most accurate, up-to-date forecasts, and it's entirely wireless.
So there's 3 cameras in the vehicle, and one of them shows the driver's perspective. Basically, it's a dashboard camera. There's another camera on the dashboard that looks back at the talent, so while they're going down the road, the talent can speak directly to the viewers. And there's a camera on top of the vehicle that does 360-degree panning.
So Weather Authority 1 can scan the skies and the streets, alerting you to the conditions right in your neighborhood, helping you make the best decision for yourself and your family. All right, well, Weather Authority 1 is sponsored by O'Connor Chevrolet, and it is available for school and community visits. You can sign up for some of those at our website at WGME.com. And if you are interested in learning how we built this truck, we can find that on our website as well at WGME.com. We have a storm to talk about coming up in just a few minutes. I'll let you know when to expect the snow, how much we're going to get, and when it moves out. That's my forecast in a few minutes. All right, welcome back, everyone. We do have that storm we're talking about for Tuesday. No problems tomorrow, though. We have a few snow showers out there tonight, especially in the mountains. Those will start to fall apart. Our next weather maker is this up in the Pacific Northwest, so it's still many, many miles away, thousands of miles away. So tomorrow's nice. We're going to see some sunshine. We'll start with temperatures in the teens and 20s by afternoon. Mostly sunny skies should warm us into the low to mid 20s. Some coastal towns may actually make it up into the upper 20s. So tomorrow is a nice early February day. Here comes the snow. Snow overspreads our skies during the morning hours on Tuesday. I think we're going to pick up several inches of snow just during the morning and actually into the afternoon as well. So it snows pretty much the entire day Tuesday, affecting your morning commute and your afternoon commute. Here we are at 11 o'clock, still snowing. There's that sleet trying to make some headway into southern parts of Maine. I think we're going to transition over to some sleet and freezing rain for late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Wednesday will feature some improvement by afternoon with some sun. 3 to 6 inches, that's what we're thinking for most of the area before that change over to sleet and freezing rain. Higher amounts the farther north you go. We're going to look at these numbers and probably fine tune them. Amanda's going to have the latest first thing tomorrow. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. Nice tomorrow. Snow arrives Tuesday. We'll transition to sleet, freezing rain Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. By afternoon Wednesday, we should be in the low 40s, though. And it cools down after that. We are in the 20s with overnight lows near 0 by Friday. And over the weekend, another storm is possible on Sunday. That's a check of your forecast. Jen and Greg, back to you.
Coming up on Fox 23 News, keeping you safe on the slopes.
The ski lift test required by the state and the incidents forcing one resort to make some changes.
It is a mode of transportation thousands of Mainers use every single weekend.
But when was the last time our ski lifts had a tune-up, and who inspects them? Dan McCarthy is on your side as Fox 23 investigates.
Every lift.
We're checking bearing temperatures.
Every mountain.
And that's what's holding you in the chair, right there.
Every day.
This is every morning. So we got to check the, coolant belt, batteries, all 9 yards.
Camden Snowbowl showed us the ropes literally on the process that ski areas must follow to be considered safe for travel.
I mean, they're all lifts, so we have to treat them all the same. Just because we're a small mountain, we're not going to neglect our services.
Along with daily checkups, the state of Maine requires 2 ski lift tests per year. Like most states, Maine adopted its rules from the National Ski Area Association. The NSAA rulebook, known as ANSI B77, was drafted at its headquarters in Colorado, but state enforcement's tucked away in Gardner, led by the Board of Elevator and Tramway Safety, with only 2 inspectors for the 17 mountains in the state.
We don't have enough state employees to do all of the inspections.
Commissioner Ann Head says inspections are not just performed by the state. The staff at the mountain must inspect their lifts, as well as private inspectors hired by the mountain's insurance company.
I can guarantee you that it won't escape the review of the 3 components.
Inspections cover every nook and cranny, from grips and clips under weekly and monthly inspection to a fifth of chairlifts being removed and tested for weight and weather endurance each year.
We have 160 on this chair, so 32 chairs get tested every year.
State inspection records from November show that Camden Snowbowl made close to 20 updates to meet the requirements by ANSI B77. All were done before ski season, and the mountain was given its annual certificate to legally operate. Mountain manager Tom Beauregard says it's a big undertaking for a small mountain, but one that must be done right.
Not when it comes to people hanging in the air. No way. I mean, you're responsible for all that stuff, and I'm not going to shortchange it, that's for sure.
But Camden has far less to keep track of. 3 lifts operating 5 days a week. Meanwhile, here at Sugarloaf, 13 lifts of all different shapes and sizes operating 7 days a week, and thousands more skiers hanging in the balance.
In 2015, a chairlift malfunction on Sugarloaf's King Pine lift injured 7 people. The National Ski Area Association compiles a list of lift injuries from machine error, and according to the NSAA list, it was the 6th lift malfunction resulting in injury in the last decade. And as of October of 2016, Sugarloaf is the only mountain in the country to appear on the NSAA list twice. Shortly after the King Pine incident, Sugarloaf made changes to its lift division.
One of the biggest things is staffing.
More staff, more than $1 million spent in upgrades, and becoming what they call an industry leader in lift safety.
Making sure that we're doing everything we can, even above and beyond what's specified for the lift, just to make sure that they're operating reliably and safely.
In Sugarloaf's October of 2016 inspections, issues ranged in complexity, but all were taken care of before operation. From cutting down overgrown trees to installing braces to the towers on King Pine lift.
We replace it before it's worn or before it's broken.
Lift manager Brent Larson joined a few months after the King Pine rollback. King Pine was 27 years old when the accident occurred, but the NSAA says the date of initial installation of a lift is not indicative of the lift's overall level of safety. Larson says it's because while a lift and chair could be decades old, the parts that keep it suspended in the sky are annually tested, repaired, and replaced.
And that's one of the ways we're able to keep the lifts up to standard. Right. Is by testing them annually, testing the parts annually, and then upgrading and replacing parts as we go, as they wear.
It's a process monitored by the state of Maine, mountain staff, and insurance providers multiple times a year, and a result that the state believes is entirely successful.
The system that we have works really well, and people in Maine seem to be very confident in the safety of what they go and enjoy every weekend in the winter.
Dan McCarthy, Fox 23 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Want to show you this. A Westbrook native and UMaine alum gets his hands on the Lombardi Trophy. That's Trevor Bates tweeting out this photo following the game.
Bates, who played at Westbrook and UMaine, is a member of the Pats practice squad. And Dave, you know, a lot of Mainers actually in Houston really celebrating this win tonight.
and they won't need a plane to fly back. They're so excited.
So high. I think we all are. It was an incredible game.
What a night in Houston. We'll never forget.
All right. Thank you so much for staying up with us and joining us tonight.
Have a great night and a great morning. We'll see you tomorrow.